Final round. You win.
Welcome to Button Mash, the show where we'll mash all your video game content for the week for you to listen to at the press of a single button. My name is Roger, and with me today, I don't have Chris. I've got a little Mexican boy instead. Hello, Nathan.
Just as good, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's not too bad. How are you?
I'm doing alright, man. How you doing?
Pretty good. Pretty excited to have you on because we've got some Nintendo stuff that's coming out in the news, so it's good to have you on.
Yes.
So we've got a couple of news topics we're going to go through, and then we'll do our list of games that are coming out in April, and then we'll talk about the games we've been playing this week. So,
Sounds good.
let's get started. So, with the announcement of Borderlands 3 being exclusive to the Epic Game Store on PC, people have not been very happy about it. Epic is basically getting all the big AAA titles exclusive to their storefront, as opposed to Steam, which it's always been in the past. So gamers have decided to unite and just review bomb Borderlands 2 on Steam, to sort of hurt Gearbox, I guess.
Yeah, I heard about this. It's been a thing for a while. Obviously, you're review bombing in general. But yeah, like I guess I didn't really expect that to happen. I didn't really expect a lot of backlash from the Epic Store, but I guess I was wrong. Because it's happened to a couple of things now, hasn't it?
Yeah. There's been a few. So Division 2 became the big thing was that all these other games, I think there's another 2 or 3, they were announced a while ago. We've known about Division 2 for quite a while.
Yeah.
So you could pre-order it on Steam, and then when the Epic Game Store got it as an exclusive title, it was basically pulled from Steam, so you it cancelled your pre-order kind of thing. So that's kind of annoying. But in saying that, I still don't understand it, because it's not like, for example, Uncharted all of a sudden became, or let's say like a third party thing, like with the whole Tomb Raider thing, where Rise of the Tomb Raider was an Xbox exclusive.
Bullshit.
That's annoying, because you would need to buy a different machine to play the game. This is literally just a launcher, and it's free. I don't quite understand it. I think it's because...
I was watching...
Yeah, go on.
Go on.
There you go.
Okay, I was going to say that I've been watching a couple of videos about this kind of stuff, because obviously, what was the other game? Was it Metro that got to the Epic Store, and that got kind of like a little bit fucked up too. And it seems like people's main reason is that the Epic Store just is nowhere near as what's the word, like, because you know how Steam has been around for ages. You know, they figured out all the things, they know exactly what they're doing. Yeah, and the Epic Store is just kind of bare in that kind of stuff. I can't speak to it because obviously I haven't used it. I'm not a PC gamer, unfortunately. I'm a console peasant. But
that's fine.
Yeah, from what I can see and from the videos that I've been watching, it just seems that most people's not positive feedback towards the Epic Store is just kind of barren. It's just new. It's in its infancy. And the fact that people have to resort to using that instead of Steam, which is, you know, in its prime, kind of pisses them off a little bit. And I think I get it up to a certain extent, but the same as you know, like if it was me playing on a computer, I'd be like, whatever, it's just a different launcher. Done, I'm in the game. So yeah, it's kind of a confusing situation for somebody looking in from the outside.
Yeah. Well, I've got like 5 different launchers on my computer at the moment, because it's become sort of the whole Netflix kind of thing, where every different company has got its own thing now, its own service. But I think like Steam, you can have your Steam friends, so you have your friends list, and I think you can have your whole chat thing. But I believe
Yep.
that most people are using
Like Discord. and
Discord
shit.
anyway.
Yeah.
So I really don't understand. Like, I get, yes, there's more features on Steam, but while you're playing the game, what does that matter? Like, maybe it affects
Yeah.
your library, like the number of games that you have. I don't
Yeah.
understand, like, why it's such a big deal.
Mm.
And if anyone wants to explain that to me, please do.
You're about to get roasted.
Yeah, like, if there's a legitimate reason, I'm happy. I mean, to review bomb a like 15-year-old game, maybe not, but you know, if it's like
Yeah.
a problem, I want to know why, because I don't get it. So our email address is buttonmashpod@gmail.com if you want to email anything to us there. But yeah, I just don't get it. It's like, oh man, I have to click another icon on my desktop instead of Steam. Yeah, I don't get it. Like,
Yeah.
again, I'm similar to you. I don't play PC that much, but I do have the launchers. I use all of them, and yeah, I don't know. I think it's just like a convenience thing.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can see.
I just gave it a quick little search on Reddit. It looks like people are complaining about like a shitty refund policy. There's no user reviews in forums and stuff like that too.
Yeah,
I think it's very pro developer, maybe.
yep.
And they're
Okay.
like, yeah, cool, we love the developers. But I mean, when I heard about the Epic Store, I thought it was really cool because they were doing like, obviously, when people use the Unreal Engine to make their games, they pay a portion of the game to Epic and stuff like that. They wiped that kind of stuff out if you put it on the Epic Store, and you get more of a cut than what Steam gives you anyway, which I think is why a lot of developers are moving their games that were previously exclusive to Steam to the Epic Store because, I mean, they make more money.
Yep.
But yeah, it looks like the main reason that people kind of aren't into it, or this is just one of the the comments that I'm looking at, is that it says there's no reason Epic can't be trusted. But imagine if a portion of important emails that you rely on, say your utility bill, suddenly was only available for online access to a separate email to your main account where your cell phone and internet bill arrives. So it's just kind of annoying them, I think, which I guess is, like, from the outside looking in, again, no reason to go and review bomb a game, but it looks like Steam was fighting back by creating like a new type of review, like an off-topic review or something like that, if I could gather correctly.
Yeah, so what they've done is they've basically made a thing, I think it's just in the algorithm, where it picks up if there's sort of an unusual review, like if, for example, it's, you know, like years after the game's come out, it's kind of like, hang on, like that's a bit weird. Why would you write a review now? And then it lets you write the review, but then it doesn't let the score count towards the overall game score,
Yeah.
the review score. So you can
I'm
still
seeing it
read the review, and if it's valid, then it's valid. But most likely, if it's a review bomb, it's just going to be bullshit anyway.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the tweet right now. Yeah, it looks interesting. Like, they've just got a little separate spot. And yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, the reviews that don't actually have anything to do with the game shouldn't be helping you make a decision of whether you do or don't want the game.
Yeah. I mean,
It makes
being
perfect sense.
pretty casual sort of PC gamer myself, I don't mind the whole Epic thing. Like, they're doing this thing where every month or so you get a free game. You don't have to
that's
sign
cool.
up to anything. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, it's pretty new, right? I think it came in like December or something last year, or maybe a bit earlier.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I read that basically they are planning on having the whole review forum thing, but it's not a good idea to put it out now, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So they want to have some sort of measure where they can control the reviews and all that and all the forums before they put it out there. Because yeah, if they put it out now, you can imagine what sort of backlash they would get.
100%.
And the refund thing, I'm not sure about, but I think, yeah, give it a bit of time. I'm kind of happy that Steam is getting a bit of competition because it's had the monopoly for quite a long time now, and no one's been able. I think it's only going to
Well,
turn up the competition, and
That's it. And I'm always for some healthy competition, you know? Like, that's why I have both an Xbox and a PlayStation, you know, because, I mean, both have great exclusives. I mean, PlayStations are better. But, yeah, it's all about competition. You know, like, competition is very good for the consumer. If Steam and Epic get on the same level, of quality of like the store, you know what I mean? Like if Epic brings in a lot of the stuff that Steam's got and gets a bigger user base, it's only going to push Steam to try new things to get that customer base back. So it's good. Competition is good.
I agree. All right, let's not spend too long on this one topic here. Let's talk about the Nintendo Labo Toy-Con VR goggles.
Yes.
That's a mouthful.
Same.
Jesus. So yeah, we got a rumor that Nintendo was bringing out a sort of VR device, and got pretty excited. And now we've got the official announcement. We know what it is. It's a Labo kit where you build your goggles out of cardboard. What are your thoughts, my friend?
Okay, so I'm pretty conflicted on this topic because honestly, from the moment that it was announced up until I saw the Super Mario Odyssey and Legend of Zelda like teasers for VR, I was over the moon. Then I went onto Reddit and I got a bit more information about how the Nintendo Labo kit is going to work, and now I'm not so sure. So, from my understanding, you've seen the Labo kit, right? Like it wraps around the Switch, but there's no like way to hold it onto your head, like the PSVR or Oculus or anything like that. There's no head strap. It's just a cardboard thing. From what I can gather, and again, like obviously it's not out yet, so we don't know. But from what I can gather on the information I found on Reddit, which apparently was based on information that Nintendo's put out, which I haven't been able to find, you are required to hold the Switch up to your head and play the games with the Joy-Cons attached to the console. And I don't know if this is true.
There's actual photos of that, yes. Where I believe it's either a human being holding the console or it's a render of Mario. But I've definitely seen it. I think I can... Yeah, so it's during... I found it on an article on Polygon, so where they cover... It's actually just on Nintendo's Twitter. So they've the little announcement video. The actual screenshot of the video, you don't even have to play it. You see the goggles with the two Joy-Con on each side. So yeah, you would have to... I was going to say, I guess you can take off the Joy-Cons, but then what the fuck is holding it to your head?
So, that was the other thing too, is a lot of people were saying that you could like maybe just put your own adhesive on there or like your own like elastic tape on there and then take the Joy-Cons off. But apparently the Joy-Cons are what actually allow the console to have a decent like gyroscope, because the Switch has one like built in, but the Joy-Cons are a lot more accurate than what's in the Switch or something like that. But you need to have them attached to it to use it.
Yeah.
But then...
sounds... How long can you do that for?
Yeah, exactly. It just seems like... I mean, the Joy-Cons aren't a comfortable controller. Like, that. There's no... like, nobody's biting back on that. Like, they're not. But... That's all I can imagine is just like hand and arm cramps. Like, give us something to allow you to attach it to your head and then let us play with the Pro controller. Like that's how I thought it was going to go. Like, I mean, that's how you can do it on your PlayStation, right? You put your thing on and you play with another control. Like,
100%. So
it's just like I'm keen because Nintendo's again trying new things and obviously looking at the Breath of the Wild or the Super Mario Odyssey stuff. Like, it's exciting, but then at the same time, they just had to go and Nintendo it. Like,
they did, didn't they?
They have these good ideas and then they just fuck it. It's like, what? What are you doing? It's like Smash Bros. Having peer-to-peer online. It's just, no, you don't do that. Give me some. I guess
it depends on how complex it is to actually build the little thing, which I guess it can't really be that hard, right?
Yeah.
To build the goggles. But I think from what I read, because I didn't get the initial kits, it's cool to like put it all together. It's like quite good quality cardboard and stuff, and it's fun to just figure out, you know, how to do it and put it all together, and then it all comes together, and then it turns out you can play a video game through it using what you've built. That's cool, even though it's a novelty for like, I think I was listening to a guy the other day, he built it with his 9-year-old kid, and they were like, yeah, that's awesome, played it for 2 hours, and now it's just gathering dust. But yeah, I think that would be probably the same thing with this. It's like, oh, I've built this, cool, okay, I can play those mini missions from Mario Odyssey, awesome, that was cool, move on, next game, kind of thing. Like, it just looks very novelty kind of thing. Like, you could not play a
like
long Zelda session just
100%.
holding your arms up.
And speaking from experience, I have played lots of long Zelda sessions from the comfort of my bed with my controller. Like, I mean, when the game came out, there were nights where I didn't sleep. I just played Zelda. So, like, yeah, it's just like I can't get around it, man. Like, I don't get what they're trying to do here. Like, I mean, I've used enough. It's one of those things where obviously when you're looking at it, you go, cool. There's so much of this out already, so there's so many places to learn from and do better. And Nintendo's just kind of like, man, we're going to make it out of cardboard. Like, it just, I don't know. So I was really, really keen for it, because obviously the idea of getting more like VR related games from, you know, other consoles and stuff like that, to just be able to play more games and even have some existing games support VR. For example, like, imagine if they ported the Metroid Prime trilogy over to the Switch, and then you could play that in VR. Like, that game is already one of the most immersive experiences I've had in my entire life. That in VR would be perfect. Like, I would play that in VR with the Joy-Cons. Like, that'd be sick. You know, you could use the trigger to charge stuff up. There's so many cool ideas there, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I was pretty excited as well, and then I was like, well, I've got the PSVR, so I was like, you know, it's not going to be that level, but yeah, playing something like I was down to getting Zelda on Switch finally, paying full price for it, and then play that in VR. I was like, this would be amazing. As listeners would know, after me talking about Astrobot, third-person platforming just works. Like, third-person games in general in VR just works. Like,
man, yeah, I never played Astrobot, and you kept telling me, like, give it a crack, and I was like, yeah, whatever. And then I did, and I was like, okay, yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
like, and
it's something you have to try to understand. You can't explain it.
Man, it was so good. If anybody hasn't played Astrobot, play it. I'm calling it the right thing, right? It's Astrobot.
Yeah, it is Astrobot.
Cool. I thought that I was like mixing it up with Astro Boy or something, and I was like, I'm a special person. I mean, I'm a special person anyway, but
it's like Astrobot Rescue Mission or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, like that open world, yeah, it would be amazing. But yeah, not keen on holding my hands up and
yeah,
bummer. I guess we'll see how it turns out, but I don't see them sticking to it. I think the original kits didn't perform as well as they expected already. So I think
one more note on that too. I was just gonna say that the Breath of the Wild and the Super Mario Odyssey, what's it called, VR? Yeah, it does. I guess I was hoping for like a Skyrim kind of VR with Breath of the Wild, like a first-person thing, but it looks like it is a third-person thing from what I can gather. And yeah, I guess for something like Astrobot, it makes sense to how that would play because it's a very linear platformer. But I'm really intrigued to see how like Breath of the Wild would work with that style of VR, like the outside looking in, or the third-person kind of VR, because obviously it's open world, you know. So it's like am I just gonna hurt my neck trying to get to all these places or something? So I don't know. But yeah, sorry, go on.
Oh no, that was pretty much it. So yeah, I think just interested to hear how it turns out. I'm definitely not picking that up day one. But we'll see how we go.
Awesome.
Alrighty, so that's it for our news topics for this week. We're going to go through the list of video games that are coming out this month, April 2019. So we've got one that's already come out. We've got Super Dragon Ball Heroes World Mission on the Switch and PC. Something I was pretty excited about. Didn't see anything about the price. It's $90 on the Nintendo Switch and $60 on the PC. Like I was saying to you, being a card game, traditionally card games have been free to play, like Hearthstone, Magic the Gathering, all those card games you can get on your mobile phone now. They're all free, and then you can buy packs, that kind of thing. And I was expecting that to be exactly the same. It's not. So it's a full-on like single player experience. There's a story mode that you can play through, and then you can also play online, but the focus isn't on playing online, I guess. So yeah, it's a full price game, but $90 on the Switch. I was shocked. But yeah, that's out. That came out April 5th. You've got Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy coming out on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC on April 9th. Have you played any of the Phoenix Wright games?
I haven't, but one of my other friends has been obsessed with them forever. And it was one of those things, kind of like when I asked you about Astro Bot, you're like, I can't explain it, just play it. He was like that as well. I was like, man, you just like, you build your case and then you go to court. And I'm like, how is that a fun game? But apparently they're pretty good.
Yeah, but it's like saying, mate, imagine a game where you're farming and you're planting crops and then picking and like watering those crops.
That's very true.
Picking them up and then selling them. How awesome would that be? Right?
Yeah. No, that's a very fair point.
Yeah. It's something that like I've always been sort of intrigued by. It's like, oh, cool. Okay, you're an attorney. How does that work? Maybe I'll give it a try on the PS4 or the Switch, depending on price. Probably wait for a price drop. But yeah, it's always been on the DS, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then we've got Dangerous Driving coming out on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. So that's a racing game. Kind of mashes up like the old Burnout games and the Need for Speed sort of Most Wanted games, where you can play cops and hoons, I guess. Very old school Burnout, where you can just take out the other players and stuff. Looks kind of cool. That's coming out April 9th as well. You've got Earth Defense Force Iron Rain on the PlayStation 4 on April 11th. That's a sort of big... It's not a big franchise, but I think it's a very cult sort of game where people who love it really love it. Never got into it, but if that's your thing, April 11th, you can pick it up. We've got the VR kit for Nintendo Labo coming out on April 12th. Final Fantasy X 10-2 HD Remaster on Xbox One and Nintendo Switch coming out April 16th. Wasteland 2 on the Switch coming out April 16th as well. Also World War Z PlayStation 4, Xbox One and PC on April 16th. Have you looked at this game at all?
I was going to ask, is that a movie tie-in?
I'm not sure. So it doesn't look like it. It's more kind of, it looks kind of Left 4 Dead kind of thing, where it's just waves of zombies coming at you.
Yeah.
And also, you do know that World War Z is based on a book, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm thinking it's more based on the book. I'm not sure, to be honest. I haven't looked at the whole plot.
Okay, but it is from the same universe.
Definitely, yeah. It looks fun. You can see the whole, the massive hordes of zombies and stuff that the movie's known for. You can see all that. It looks cool. Then we've got Truberbrook on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. Have you looked at the trailer for that game?
I have not.
It looks pretty interesting. It's kind of like claymation animation, and it's kind of like these old school point and click kind of game. Where it's like a mystery game. You don't know what's going on in this village. You're trying to figure out what's going on, that kind of thing.
The art style is really cool.
Yeah, it looks pretty interesting. That's coming out April 17th on the PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. Looks like a Switch game to me. I'll probably get it on the Switch. Cuphead, the Xbox exclusive, is now coming out on the Switch April 18th. Are you going to pick that up?
Man, I don't know. There's a couple of things that I know I need to buy this month, so it's probably one of those things that's going to maybe wait until it drops in price a little bit for me, because although it's beautiful and although I've been like wanting to pick it up, or like just I loved looking at it from the second it was announced, I know that it is a very difficult platformer, and well, I think that I'm pretty decent at platformers. I guess it just kind of scares me that I'll buy it and then get annoyed at it and then never play it again.
Did you ever try it on my computer?
I never did.
No. Okay.
No, so it might be worth maybe giving it a crack and then thinking if I do or don't want it, because I think that the Switch is a really good place to have platformers like that, like those pick 100%. Up and play kind of things. Like you pick up, you play, and then you go and oh shit, I need to go do something. You just put it on standby, go away, come back later, and it's still there. 100%. Like it's a really good place to have a game like that.
I think, it is 100% a hard game, but it's hard in kind of a good way, like for the most part anyway, where when you figure it out, when you figure out the enemies, you figure out their patterns, and you beat them, it's very satisfying. What shits me is you've got one checkpoint in each level, if it's like a normal platforming level, which there aren't many of. When you die, you go back to the very start. I don't think there is a checkpoint, actually, now that I think of it, because it wouldn't be that annoying if there was. If you die, you go back to the very start. That's kind of annoying. But
that's heartbreaking.
Yeah, like I said, though, when you figure it out, it's great. It's really satisfying. Fun game. But yeah, on Switch it would be perfect. I think it'll be awesome.
If I ever get it, I will get it on Switch.
100%.
Yeah.
Then we've got Our World Is Ended. That's going on to PlayStation 4, April 19th. That's just kind of I believe that's coming out on the Switch as well.
I was going to say, that sounds familiar.
It is coming out on the Switch. Maybe it's a different date on Switch. It's definitely coming out on Switch as well. But this is a visual novel, like Japanese visual novel kind of game. Doesn't look the least interesting to me at all. Yeah. So, yep, that's coming out. If that's your thing, go for it. We've got Dragon's Dogma coming out on the Switch, April 23rd. That's cool, but I don't know if that's a game I would want to play on the Switch. It's kind of like Dark Souls, I guess.
Okay,
in terms of the gameplay, but more kind of fantasy setting.
Yep.
April 23rd, and then also on April 23rd, which is probably going to steal the spotlight there, we've got Mortal Kombat 11 coming out on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Are you interested in Mortal Kombat 11 at all?
No.
No? Okay.
I mean, yes, I am. Like, I played Mortal Kombat 10 with you for funsies, but it wasn't all that fun for me because it just got fucked up heaps. Now I know how you feel when you play Smash Bros against me, but it's alright. Yeah. I'd probably play it with you guys, but I'm probably not going to pick it up.
I just want a game where we can all pick it up and everyone likes it the same level and becomes better and we can all play together.
You can just do that with Super Smash Bros. It's fine.
Nah.
Just do it. You can. Just get good. Just get good. It's fine.
But yeah, Mortal Kombat 11, number 10 was like that, where there's something for everyone. Like, it doesn't matter what level you're on. if you're a single player guy, like their whole thing where you contribute to your faction's points, pretty much no matter what you do. So you don't have to play online if you don't want to. You can do the tower challenges, or you can play just arcade mode. You get points and you contribute to your team, so you feel like you're part of the team. And yeah, it doesn't matter what mode you like playing, it still works. And I think Mortal Kombat 11 is going to be like that, but they're bringing in the whole gear thing where you can earn items and customize your character, and it affects your character's stats. I'm pretty excited about that. I like that sort of RPG element where my Scorpion's not going to be the same as your Scorpion, because I've got different things. Different items.
And also I'm not going to get it, so...
Yeah, but I mean, like, in general.
I know, man.
So I'm pretty keen. And then April 26th, we've got Box Boy plus Box Girl on the Switch. So that's that puzzle platformer that they announced a little while ago in the Nintendo Direct. Looks kind of cool. Kind of cute little puzzle platformer. Probably pick it up if it's like, you know, a rainy day and it's very cheap. Looks interesting. Then the other big release of the month, also on April 26th, we've got Days Gone coming out on the PlayStation 4, the big exclusive.
Waited far too long for that game.
Are you getting that? You are?
I'm not too sure, man. Like,
really?
It's definitely like up my alley. Like, I haven't pre-ordered it or anything, but I have been pre-ordering stuff for a couple of years now. Like, I probably will get it. Because it definitely looks like it's something that would appeal to me.
Yep.
Very story driven.
Yep.
And obviously there's been a lot of there's been a lot of people having early access to the game and getting a decent amount of time into it to play it, to give a bit of feedback. And
we could have played at PAX if I wasn't a dickhead.
Yeah. Yeah.
What were you saying? Sorry.
Just that, man. Like, yeah, there's good feedback coming. There's some stuff that people are like, yeah, it sort of shows that it's been in development for a while because it's got tropes of like older open world games that we've kind of moved past now. But above all, the story and the performances are incredible. And the dude who plays Deacon is one of my favorite actors alive today. So
awesome.
I can't really miss it, you know? Like, that dude played Darth Maul in the Clone Wars. Like,
oh, did he play Darth Maul as well?
Yeah, and he also played Starkiller in The Force Awakens.
Yeah, right. I didn't know he played Darth Maul as well. That's awesome.
Yeah, so yeah, he played Darth Maul, and he played Darth Sidious in Rebels and in The Force Awakens as well.
Oh.
And he plays a couple of other, like,
Holy
characters
shit.
in live action shows everywhere. He was in Always Sunny in Philadelphia once.
Oh. That's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
cool.
Do you remember that episode where they try and have the party and they make the invites that look like dicks?
Yeah.
He's the dude that Charlie gives the invite to.
Wow.
It's just a random place to have him.
That's
Yeah, he's
funny.
everywhere, man. He's everywhere.
That's awesome. Yeah, pretty excited for that. Yeah, I'll be getting that day one for sure. And then lastly, we've got Final Fantasy 12, the Zodiac Age, coming out on Switch and Xbox One, April 30th. That's it for April. Now let's talk about the games we've been playing. Now you've picked up Splatoon 2 recently. It's what, a 2-year-old game now?
Is it 2 years old?
Is it? I think it is.
Damn.
The Switch is
Yeah,
2
I didn't
years
think
old,
it was
isn't
that
it?
old. Yeah, about that actually.
It would be under 2 years then, because it came out a few months later. Year and a half.
Yeah, well, the other thing that got me is the fact that there's DLC coming for it that hasn't even come out yet. Or I think it's just come out. It's not very often that you see a game still get that kind of support nearly 2 years after it comes out. Like, more often than not, people sell you a season pass when the game comes out. You get content in like 6 months and then 12 months or something like that. But I didn't see Splatoon get any DLC until, like, yeah, what was it? The last Nintendo Direct or something like that, where they were like, yeah, we're doing an expansion. I was like, oh, fucking sick. It just sort of shows, yeah, I guess the love that goes into a game like that. And you definitely feel it while you're playing it. Like, I haven't touched the story mode or anything like that. All I've done is play online. But Nintendo gave out a free demo on the eShop. And they said, yep, if you get this demo and you play it, you get 7 days of a free trial for Nintendo online, which was cool as well because you can actually play it online, which is I think it was a 10-day trial or something like that. But then, yeah, if you play the demo, you also get like a 33% discount off it on the eShop. So I picked it up for about $53 Australian. And man, I was kind of torn. I was like, nah, I need it to be cheaper. I'm not going to get that into it. But it's so easy to play. Like, since Super Smash Bros. Came out, I haven't played much else on my Switch, but it's kind of good to have that different game. And I love that I've got it digitally. Like, I've always been against digital games. Like, they're too overpriced. It's too annoying. Like, why would you want them on your hard drive? Get the disc. Discs are good. The Switch is changing my mind really quick. It's just that it's so easy. Like, I know that I'm walking around somewhere and I've got the cartridges with me in my Switch case, but the fact that it's just home button, next game in, done. I'm like, oh, cool, I'm done with Splatoon. Let's play some Dead Cells. Cool, I'm done with that. Let's play some Stardew Valley. Sick. Like, it's so easy. And digital games are winning over my heart a little bit with this Switch. And I'm definitely spending too much money on them.
No, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I'm still looking around. I will get it because I want to be part of that circle.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's awesome to hear that game is still very much alive. It's still getting support. It's awesome. I've never actually played Splatoon. Chris is in love with that franchise. He loves it to bits from the very start. So he had it on the Wii U. Bought a Switch to play Splatoon 2. But yeah, I need to get it.
It just it's so funny because obviously we always go back to when we saw the announcement and how much we just pissed on it. Like, we were just like, this is so dumb. Like, nobody's ever going to play this. This is so stupid. And then it just it blew up, didn't it? I guess probably the only annoying thing is there are people that are really, really good at it now. Like, I follow the Splatoon subreddit now, and people are posting like their trick shots and stuff in it, and I'm just like, okay, I couldn't hit somebody to save my life, but you're doing like these 360 no scopes, and I just okay, it's fun. So people are really good at it. So even when I'm playing, like, I'm a level like 6 or something like that, and I'm playing against people that are like level 80, and I'm just getting like totally fucked up. Which isn't that fun. But I guess the other thing is it's more of like a team-based game too. So instead of you having to go in and be like, because even my friend who bought it with me, she's not a first-person shooter player. Like, she doesn't like those kind of games. But the fact that she can just grab the paint roller and just run around and cover the enemy's paint, she's got something to do, you know. So it's really good in that sense too. Like, it's just, you don't have to be good at shooters to play it. It's got, you know, these nice tight controls. Really, there's like heaps of weapons that you can play as well, so it's pretty diverse, so anybody can pick up any kind of thing. And yeah, everything's pretty balanced as far as I can tell as well. Like, I haven't come across somebody that I've been like, god damn it, that weapon is so shit because it's so strong. It's just like, it's different, you know. You've got like these ones that they slow down your maneuverability and make you open to targets, but if you get close enough, they're like a one-hit kill. Which makes sense, you know. It's like, yeah, it's really shit at a distance, but close up it's really strong. And just those kind of stuff, you know. Like, it's a really well-made game. It looks like it was crafted with a lot of love, and it's got something for everybody. Yeah, like, just the fact that anybody could pick it up and go, shit, I don't know how to play a shooter, but I'm gonna just paint some shit and draw some dicks on the ground with a paintbrush. And those dicks will give you points. So
yeah, it just looks really fun. I just can't get over that sort of that price. It's just
that's cooked. It, man. I'm really happy with the price that I paid for it. So if you find it,
100%. And I was keen to get it too. It's too late. I was too late. But you also wanted to talk about an update that's coming out for Smash Bros.
Oh yeah, like it's probably something that only needs to be touched on quickly because we still know nothing. Nintendo announced that in April, the Smash 3.0 update's coming, and there's 2 new game modes coming to it, which I'm pretty keen for. Cool. Because I mean, I look at Smash Ultimate and I do love it as a whole, but then I always look at it and I'm like, there's stuff from the old games that I liked that isn't there anymore. Like the the more like menial, just dumb things like a home run contest, which people are anticipating that's going to be added in. Um, and yeah, I mean that was just a thing where like you beat up a sandbag and then you hit it, and the more percentage he's taken, the further he flies. So you got to get your combos really, really good and then knock him out. And that kind of thing was really like fun. Like that was something that you could play with somebody else, and it's not one versus the other. It's just you're both trying to see who can get the sandbag further. So little things like that. So that's what I'm hoping for. And obviously Joker's coming out this month as well, which I'm really keen to see. There's been a couple of leaks with how he's actually going to look in the game, which is pretty cool. I'm really keen to give him a go.
Yeah.
'Cause I was looking through my Smash Bros stats recently, and I've played pretty consistently with like every character except Ken. So I've been playing more with Ken to get my stats up with Ken, but I'm just keen for a new character.
But he's just a, what's it called, an Echo Fighter or whatever?
Joker.
No, you said Ken.
Oh yeah, Ken. Yeah. So I've played with Ryu, but even though he's an Echo Fighter, he still has different like properties to Ryu. So his final smash is slightly different. His Hadouken is slightly different. And his Shoryuken is slightly different. So it's like Ryu can't jump as high, but his power's stronger. So Ken can jump higher, but he's a little bit weaker.
Yeah.
Or Ken has like fire properties on his Shoryuken that Ken doesn't have.
That's awesome.
That kind of stuff. Yeah, so it's just like that's why some people get pissy about the Echo Fighters taking up space, but like it's like Samus and Dark Samus. Like I play Dark Samus more than I play Samus because I don't know, she moves faster, she looks cooler, and her attacks pack a hell of a lot more punch. But then, yeah, she's more vulnerable after those attacks and stuff. But I'm pretty quick on the combos and that, so doesn't really affect me all that much. Humble brag. But yeah, like I think Echo Fighters are really cool, but I'm really keen to get a new character in there, play some games with Joker, fuck some people up.
Sweet. Sounds good, man. Yeah. Sounds good. Now I ended up picking up that game called the Hong Kong Massacre.
Oh god, yes.
It is not what I expected.
Like not good
in a good way and a not so good way.
Oh no.
So basically, if you haven't heard of the Hong Kong Massacre, I believe we talked briefly on the show about it when it was announced. It's a top-down shooter, kind of like Hotline Miami, if you will, but with very sleek graphics. So yeah, very cool effects and all that. It looks kind of realistic and all that, but it is top down. So it's basically you're not sure what you are actually at the moment, whether you're some kind of criminal or you're a cop going. I think you're a cop going through like different areas and killing criminals, I think is what's going on. I'm not too sure. But anyway, I thought it would be like a kind of a linear game where you just go through the levels and kill enemies and move on and that kind of thing. But it's very much like Hotline Miami, where they're very short levels, and if you get hit once, you're dead. So it's kind of like you go in, you figure out where the enemies are, you kill them, and you're just trying to finish the levels, and then you get different challenges every level. So it'll be finish the level in a certain amount of time, finish the level without using any slow-mo, and finish the level with 100% accuracy. So you can only hit enemies. But how it differs to something like Hotline Miami is you can do all these like cool tricks. So if you've played I forgot what it was called, damn it, that John Woo game on PlayStation 3. Anyway, it's like or Max Payne. So you can press a button that activates the slow-mo, and you can use slow-mo for a short amount of time, and then there's another button where you can do a flip or a slide. No, it's just randomly going to be one or the other, but it doesn't matter, right? It's not one's different to the other. It's just you're dodging bullets. So you can go slow-mo, dodge, and you slide across the room, and you move your crosshair and you shoot the enemies. and that feels really cool. It's awesome. But yeah, it's just that sort of, it's really challenging because, yeah, like I said, if you get hit by one bullet, you're dead. So you have to do the whole level without getting hit once. Have you looked into it a bit more at all? Or?
Yeah, I haven't actually looked into it more than the video that you showed me.
Cool. Yeah. It's very flashy kind of game, but pretty challenging. Like I've maybe played a couple of hours of the game, and I've played 3 or 4 levels. And when I say they're really quick levels, they are quick. Like the first level, the time limit you're trying to beat is like 30 seconds.
Oh, damn.
So put that in perspective. Like, try to think how many times I'm playing the same level over and over again. Like, I'm pretty sure my first hour I was playing the first level only.
Jesus. Is it one of the things where you can't win unless you beat it in 30 seconds?
No, that's the thing.
Okay.
I have this thing mentally where I feel like I haven't completed the level if I haven't completed the challenges.
Yeah.
So I actually finished the level pretty quickly, but then I had those 3 empty star icons that I needed to fill in. So I'm like,
Naturally.
I'm not leaving this level until I've completed it. So that's what I'm doing. So that's why I haven't played that many levels, but you could easily get through the whole game without completing those challenges. I just feel empty if I don't do it. But it's a cool game. It's like it's awesome just going through, and then you see, like, you can obviously see it's a window, so it's like a thin layer from the top down view, and you can see the enemy on the other side, so you could just jump through the window, go slow-mo, shoot the enemy, and yeah, it's just so satisfying. But it is pretty hard. But once you sort of figure it out, like, I feel like I've got it down pat now. Like, I'm pretty good at it. The hardest challenge is probably getting through the level without using slow-mo. But yeah, no, it's good fun, and it's pretty cheap at the moment on the PlayStation 4. I think I paid like $17. Yeah, worth it. It's a good kind of small kind of game. I also picked up Gears Pop on mobile, which was announced, I believe, at E3 last year, along with Gears 5. So if you haven't heard of it, it's basically Clash Royale, but with a Gears of War skin on it, and also just a little added layer on it. So it is different enough to Clash Royale that it's interesting. I'm actually obsessed with it. It's really cool. Have you played Clash Royale?
Is that like
the sort of tower defense?
That's what I was going to say. It's kind of like a tower defense thing, but it's against somebody else, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Have you played it?
I played it. I think you got me into it on my phone a couple of years ago, but not much after that.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Maybe give that a crack if you want to see what it's like. It is free. Very addictive. It's very similar. If you've played Clash Royale, you'll know what to do. So it's basically, you've got I think the games last like 3 minutes. Each player has got their main sort of base at the very end of the screen, and then just above that you've got your 2 sort of defensive towers. So they're just defending each side of the map. And then you've got, how it's different to Clash Royale is you've got little covers, so like sandbags. I think there's like 4 that are layered on each side. So then how it works is you deploy a character and it'll take cover and then take over that cover. So then it's your cover kind of thing. So then you can deploy your characters further and further up towards them, so closer to them. And it's cool because obviously Gears of War is known
sounds interesting.
As a cover shooter. They've put that mechanic in there, and it's it's cool, and
that's
really quick games, like 3 minutes is the
Yeah.
longest it can take. Yeah, it's really fun. I'm addicted. I mean, I was like, when I heard about it, I was like, that sounds stupid. It's just little pop figurines with Gears of War skin, but it's cool. I would say, yeah, it is free. Give it a crack if you want to know what it's like. But yeah, it's cool. Apart from that, I'm still playing the Division 2 quite heavily.
Nice.
Man, it's such a good improvement on the first one, I think. Like, the best thing about it, I think, is it's just so streamlined. Like, I know Chris has talked about Division 2 for like an hour last week, so I won't spend too long on it. But we didn't talk about how streamlined it is. Like, everything you kind of want to do, there's a way of doing it quite easily. So, like, for example, you get kind of missions where you need to collect certain things or donate a certain item to a base to improve it. But you think like you'd have to go back to that base and then donate the things. You don't have to. So you go into a menu, you go to that thing, that mission, that project, and then you go, cool, I need to donate that. I'm just going to donate that. Or if you're out in the world and you're just playing by yourself, right? You're doing this mission and then you realize, okay, it's a bit too hard. I'm dying. You die. And in the little screen where you could respawn, you also have, so you can press, I think, square to respawn, or if you press triangle, you can put out a call to call random players to join you and help you out.
Oh, that's cool.
So how that looks like if you're on the other end of that, you're just walking around doing your thing, and then your little division thing on your shoulder flashes orange, and then it goes division agent needing assistance. And then you hold down the touchpad, it shows you where the call's coming from, what that player's doing, because like Chris was saying last week, it's kind of annoying if someone's just free roaming and they call you and then you join their game and they're not actually doing anything, and you're just like, what the fuck am I here for? You can see if they're doing a mission, you can see if they're in free roam. So then you go,
is that because you get like experience if you help them do the mission?
You do. But then if you're doing free roam, like you're not actually doing anything, it's like, why did I join your game? Like,
that's fair.
I was doing the same thing in my own game, kind of thing. But yeah, it's cool. Like, I was playing the other day and I got that call and I was like, yeah, I'll help that guy out. He's doing that mission. I did that recently. I know what to do. And I went in there and I was like, yep, just fucking the enemies up. And then we did it. And he was like, man, thanks so much. And I was like, yeah, no worries, man. And I moved on in my life. Just went back to my game and... And it's most of it is pretty seamless, but when you're going from one instance to another, so like your own game to another person's game, there is a loading screen. But apart from that, man, the whole game is pretty seamless.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's been really fun.
I'm glad that it's better, man. Like, I mean, that's all you can ask for. You know, it's like we were saying before about Nintendo and the VR. You know, like usually you look upon your predecessors and you go, let's make this better. And clearly, the developers of Division have done that, you know, like
Definitely.
Ubisoft's gone and had a look and been like, cool, we did a Division to try and beat Destiny. It was okay for a bit, but it was kind of empty.
Yeah.
Destiny came out with Destiny 2. They did some things not so great, sick. They did some good things. Let's take all the good things and make a nice little cacophony of a game. And yeah, good on them, man.
Yeah, it's awesome. All right, well, that's all I had. And you had a game you want to talk about, I believe?
Yeah, so another game that I bought, I bought it in March, so not in April, but yeah, it's been fun. Ape Out. So it's this game by Devolver Digital, and essentially it's this very, very simple art style. Like you play an ape and he's orange, and there's like black backgrounds and grays and stuff. So it's very, very minimalistic in terms of its art style. And what's really interesting about this game is obviously it's quite basic, but the whole point is to just sort of get out. Like, I mean, it's got this like old school and old timey feel to it as well. Like every set of levels that you play, like, you know, if you got Mario and it's like World 1, World 2, like that kind of stuff. Every set of levels is a like a record. So you play side A and then side B of the record. And all of the music in the game is procedurally generated as well. So when you start the level, there's no music, and then as you kill somebody, it starts playing like a slow drum beat. And if
Yeah.
you continue like the kill combos really quickly, the drumming like gets really, really intense. And then as you like run around trying to hide, all that kind of stuff, it gets less intense. So the game gets more intense musically as you're doing more intense stuff. So it's kind of rewarding is probably not the right word because it's just music, but it's just really, really cool, a really novel idea to have the music procedurally generate around the gameplay, which I mean, there's not a lot of games that do that kind of stuff. I mean, there was that one that we played at PAX, which was pretty cool, where the music, like, you had to play in time to the music and that kind of stuff, which was interesting. But the game is really, really fun. It's really simple. It is really challenging really quickly because essentially the gorilla that you're playing as, or the ape that you're playing as, can only be hit 3 times. So if you get hit once, he starts dropping little blood, and people can follow the blood to try and find you if you're hiding. And the more shots that you take, the bigger your blood drops are. But he can only get get hit 3 times. So sometimes it's just like a stray bullet that gets you, and you're like, fuck, god damn it. But the whole point of it is just to get from one side of the map to the other, and the levels are pretty short as well. Like, you can just dash through them, or you can try and kill as many people as you want, but you get stats at the end as well. So again, it's one of those things where it's like, you could dash through it and do nothing, but you're gonna feel empty. Like, you want to go and you want to like grab people and throw them around and stuff, because one of the other things that the game does really well is it's got a mechanic for grabbing and for like charging. So you can just charge and people knock them into a wall and they die, or you can like grab the person who has a shotgun, turn him around and use that shotgun to shoot people and then throw them at a wall. Like, it's just really fun, entertaining like gameplay loop. It's probably, I bought it at full price, and to be honest, I probably should have waited, but I was really excited to just get on it. But yeah, it's really fun. I definitely recommend that people play it. Maybe wait for like a small price drop, because it's about $30 at the moment, or I think it was $22 I paid for it. But if it dropped down to anywhere around like $12 to $15, like, it's a really solid pickup with a lot of good content in there that you can just play. It's fun. But that's it.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I've heard so many good things about it. One of the podcasts I listened to, DLC, the host was saying it's, at the moment, it's going to be in his like top 5 games of the year for 2019. I was like, holy shit, that's massive praise, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like so many sort of original ideas in that game. So yeah, I'm waiting for a bit of a price drop, but I'm definitely keen to play that too.
It's good fun, man.
Yeah, sounds good, man. But I think we're gonna leave it at that for today.
Beautiful.
That was fun. That was a fun episode.
Thanks, man.
Probably because
Always have
Chris
fun with
wasn't
you.
here. It's always fun.
Oh,
wasn't it?
snap.
No, I'm joking. But thanks again for doing this, man, for
No worries.
helping me out.
Always happy.
Awesome. So if you want to follow us, you can find me at Hangs with Rog on Instagram. So that's HANGSWITHROG. We also have a website where you can find all our episodes. That's www.buttonmashpod.com. There's also a little button on the main page where you can it'll just open up your emails and you can send an email through if you want to give us any feedback, good or bad, or any questions you have for us. Our email address again is buttonmashpod@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook. That's just, if you just look up Button Mash Podcast, you'll find us there. But yeah, I think that's it for this week. Next week, pretty excited to have the boys from Control Alt Record back on the show with me. Chris is away again, so they're filling in. But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll speak to you next week.
Final round.